midday snack, whatever kind of snack that you want, anytime that you like. And we're going to be doing 2 dips to go alongside some things that you dip in them. These are my ingredients that we're going to be using today. So I've just got some vegetable sticks here, traditional peppers, cucumber, and if you haven't tried it, raw cauliflower is really quite nice to use as a dip as well. Also raw broccoli, carrots are another popular one, but I don't have any. And I'm also going to make some crisps out of a tortilla wrap, so that if you're doing this with children, there's also crisps as well as just vegetables to go alongside them. I'll show you how to do that in a moment. And I'm going to make 2 different dips. One is a smoked mackerel pate, and one is just a cheesy yoghurt dip. So 2 different options, but it's a really good way to get children to eat oily fish. People don't eat enough oily fish, and I have found that people really do enjoy this smoked mackerel pate, even if they're not really fish fans. So the first thing we're going to do is get these crisps into the oven. So this is just a plain tortilla wrap, which I'm going to take a pair of scissors to cut into smaller shapes. I'm going to go with kind of triangles, but you can obviously do this however you like, and it really doesn't matter. Now I'm literally going to pop these in the oven and bake them, but if you wanted to make them a little bit more interesting, you could brush them with a pastry brush, a little bit of oil over the top, and then sprinkle over some paprika or some chilli powder or something if you wanted to make flavoured crisps. Again, something for you to experiment with. So put them in on a baking sheet, try not to overlap them. And then they're just going to go into the oven. I've preheated it at 180 degrees roughly, it's not quite up. I'm just going to pop it in there. They probably take under 10 minutes, but I can't be sure. We just have to keep an eye on them and catch them before they burn. They will harden up once they cool down as well. So from that, we're now going to make the 2 dips. We'll start with the mackerel pate. So I would usually use a pack of mackerel pate, the whole thing, and a whole tub of cream cheese. But I've only got half a tub of cream cheese, so we're going to use half of the pate. And you can adapt this to whatever you've got, and perhaps also your taste. If you don't want it to be too fishy, then use a little bit less. So the whole cream cheese is going in there. I say whole, the whole of what I have, which is half. And then the mackerel pate, we're going to take the first piece of mackerel and just remove the skin. The dog will eat that later. And then flake it into the cheese. Now you might find, depending on where you get your mackerel from, that there's some small bones, usually they're along the side, so if you find any while you're flaking it, that's why I'm using my fingers really, so I can feel if there's any bones. Obviously try and remove those as best you can, and then I'm going to add half of another one into there. I'm literally going to mix it, that's kind of it done. But I do like to also add some black pepper, which I like to add to everything. Again, depending on where I buy this from, sometimes I buy the peppered mackerel, in which case I wouldn't then add any extra black pepper. I would just use the mackerel as it is. It's quite a coarse one. If you want it to be a fine, more delicate pate, then, or dip, then you obviously can break the fish down a little bit further. So there we go. Some black pepper. And because it goes nice with fish, I'm just going to squeeze in a little bit of fresh lemon juice as well. Now, I haven't given you really very precise instructions around the measurements, so what I would suggest you do at this point is to give it a little taste. If it tastes good, then that's great. I love it. But if you feel like it needs a little bit more cheese or a little bit more fish or more lemon, then you can obviously add that and change it how you like. So I'm going to put that into a nice serving dish. sautés, and then now I'm just going to very quickly pop out, wash my hands and come back and make the cheese one. Okay, so the mackerel dip is ready, and now we're going to make a really basic cheesy dip using just natural yoghurt. I've got some Greek yoghurt here, but any natural plain yoghurt would be fine, which we're going to pop into a bowl. Again, no measurements here, so we're just going to have to maybe do this a little bit by taste. Yogurt in. Now, really nice in here is some chives, just snipped really finely, but again, I don't have any chives. We don't always have maybe what we'd like, so it's about adapting recipes. So I've chopped some very fine spring onions. I'm going to put those into there as well. If you don't like oniony things, then you can just leave it so that it's just yoghurt and cheese if you wanted to, or again, add some pepper. And then I've grated some cheddar already. I'm just going to put a good handful or two into the yoghurt and give it a good mix. This really is a favourite with the children because it's so easy, and there's not that many people who don't like cheese, is there? So a nice cheesy dip. And cheese, this goes really nicely with the vegetables as well, which is good. I'm going to actually put a little bit more in there because it looks like more yoghurt than cheese. This is a mature cheddar, so you could use a mild, or well, any cheddar really, but also you could use Parmesan or something else like that if you had a stronger cheese, or even a mixture of cheeses. Maybe a red Leicester would look nice because it would make it a little bit more colourful as well. So, like I did with the mackerel pate, I'm just going to give it a little taste. So I can actually taste the flavour of the cheese coming through, so that's okay I think with me. And I'm going to just pop a little bit of black pepper into there as well. Put that also into a little nice dish. We have the vegetables that I'd already pre-chopped beforehand, and again remember you can put anything you like on there. Some cherry tomatoes would be nice as well, which we didn't mention, raw mushrooms even. And now what we need to do is have a little look at the tortilla crisps and see how they're getting on. Oh, beautiful. So they look about right. They've started to change colour, so you can see there's a bit of colour on these ones. And they're not too dark, a little bit soft still, but they do firm up once they cool down. So I'm going to carefully transfer those over to here. Okay, that will do. Doesn't need them all on there. Now, in the time it's taken for those tortilla crisps to firm up and turn into crisps, we've managed to make 2 dips to go alongside this, and we now have a really healthy afternoon snack that hopefully will please the whole family. Thanks for watching.